B2B video marketing is a big business right now. Whether it's Shopify taking over TikTok or Slack's YouTube ads. What do the most successful video campaigns have in common? They all focus on authenticity, a genuine representation of what you can expect when working with that brand. B2B buyers have all become more engaged with authentic video content that gives you that what you see is what you get kind of vibe. Tech startup companies can leverage this by ensuring that their brand voice is consistent and that it's woven through every piece of video content that they publish. I'm Amanda Rabideau, founder and CEO of Arch Collective, and sometimes YouTube content creator. In today's video, we're gonna talk about the power of authenticity in your videos. With that in mind, let's dive in. So what is authenticity? Authenticity means that you're speaking with your own voice, not some pale imitation of someone else's. Forbes Council recently called 2024 the year of authenticity and pointed out that if you're not creating authentic marketing connections, your content that you're putting out there is simply adding to the noise rather than enhancing what's available for B2B decision makers. With all this focus on AI and machine learning, marketers can forget one crucial component of excellent marketing: creating connections that matter. With tons of AI-generated content just flooding the internet, the B2B brands that stand out are those who let their personality come through with genuine content that educates, entertains, or provides insights you can't find anywhere else. One suggestion is to use personal stories to help bring your experiences to life. The one thing that AI can't do is go into your brain and pull out those stories. Now, maybe they'll be able to do it in the future, but they can't today, unless you've been leaving your personal diary and blog online. I don't know. But what I found is that leveraging these personal experiences, sharing stories, these are ways to connect genuinely with your audience and to provide insights that they definitely can't find elsewhere. So authenticity may in itself be a buzzword, but why does it really matter? Creating authentic connections with leads and buyers makes sense for so many reasons. Let me give you a few. Build trust. When you carry a consistent voice that reflects your company values, you actually build trust with your audience. How many times have you heard someone talking about something that sounds insincere, or you're like, I don't really believe them at all? What does that do to your perception of that brand? Does it improve it or does it hurt it? Authenticity can also increase engagement. 86% of buyers crave authenticity. So expect your audience to grow when you create more authentic content. Let me share a personal story. On my LinkedIn, I wasn't getting a ton of engagement and I couldn't figure out why. I was talking about topics that I knew were top of mind for my audience. However, I made one critical shift. I started making my LinkedIn posts more personal, sharing stories, being vulnerable, and I decreased the quantity of posts that I put out every week. Guess what happened? You're right. I saw more engagement, more followers, and more positive interactions and discussions going on my LinkedIn posts. I couldn't have asked for more. There's always ways to improve. It's interesting to see how being more authentic and sharing some vulnerable personal stories really helped me resonate and connect with my audience more. Another benefit is the ability to gather data. As we approach the death of third-party data, you're more likely to gain useful first-party insights from leads who trust and admire your content. And finally, stand out. Authentic content also helps you stand out. No other company, no other person has your voice. So use that to your advantage. When you infuse your videos with personality and character that reflects your brand, you're going to attract more viewers that share your values, passions, and goals. Authenticity can be the first step towards building a meaningful B2B community that drives engagement with your tech offering. So, how do you create content that feels authentic? Again, I'm going to give you a few more tricks and tips so that you can embrace authenticity and grow your audience. Record off-the-cuff content. Forget filters and slick editing because barely anyone cares how polished your videos are. They're really in it for the content and because something about you and your voice is resonating. So with that in mind, nail your brand voice. Keep messaging consistent across all communications for an authentic voice that represents your firm and values. Focus on people. Get your founders on the camera. Share stories about employees and what it's like to actually work at your company. Or use user-generated content so that your users can share their personal experiences with your product or solution. The more you can humanize your startup, the better. And finally, be a micro specialist. If you've been watching my content at all, you've certainly heard me talk about the FOMO of revenue, or the fear of missing out on revenue. This means that you are so busy trying to get all the revenue you can that you water down your brand and who you're focused on when it comes to your target audience. So this recommendation to be a micro specialist matches my recommendation of niching down. Leverage micro-targeting techniques to find underutilized niches within your industry and become the go-to expert for increased engagement. Finally, use AI-powered tools to analyze the performance of the content that you put out there and to improve the results that you're getting from it. So just how I looked at the results of my LinkedIn content and made the tweaks necessary to improve the engagement, you can do the same thing. This is all part of creating your data-driven marketing engine. It might sound like an oxymoron, but creating authentic human connection is easier when you have the right digital tools at your fingertips. It's really critical to create authentic branded content to understand your personal brand. But don't worry, this is something that we can help you with. If you're interested in learning more about developing your company's brand and their brand voice and message, book a 15-minute introductory call with me, and I'll be happy to take you through how we can do this in just a few weeks. And as always, if you like this type of content, be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And we'll see you on the next video.